Okay, bros. We're here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular Bro Ratings. Now, here's your host. Okay, bros, I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and we're here for your weekly NXT Fix. And that's right, because it's Thursdays, the day after we watch NXT, we wear yellow. Okay, because it's Wednesday, the new day after we watch NXT on Tuesdays. I almost forgot about it this week, bros. We wear whatever color we want. And today, we're wearing this black NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 t-shirt. The last TakeOver event that Jimmy the Gibson saw live in person. So, NXT begins on Tuesdays with a bang. And we're talking about the entrance of the new NXT champion, Karrion Kross, accompanied by Scarlett Bordeaux. Kross addresses the NXT universe and says, you know what? I've now come full circle as the NXT champion. And anyone who wants a shot should step up and roll the dice, and I'm gonna knock them down until I go through the whole roster. Wow. Bold message, bold statement, to the point, uninterrupted, bros. This is one of the first times in a long time. Think about it. No interruption. I mean, I thought for sure Finn Balor was at least coming out here. So, no interruption. Kross gets his message across. And he's your new NXT champion, rightfully so. So with that being said, a solid opening. Shocking no one else came out. We're going to give this one a 7.5 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on, we have the NXT Tag Team Championship. Newly crowned champions, MSK, defending against number one contenders from TakeOver. That's right, Drake Maverick and Killian Dain. Pretty decent match between the two. Actually, I thought this was maybe one of MSK's weaker matches since they've come to NXT. Something was a little missing there with their chemistry with Drake and Killian. Not a bad match by any means, just wasn't totally clicking for me. In the end, it was MSK who got the win. Drake Maverick and Killian Dain went for the Killian powerbombing Drake onto the opponent, but MSK got out of the way, and he ended up just powerbombing Drake Maverick. That was a pretty cool spot right there. MSK gets the win, and then after the match, we have the arrival of Alexander Wolf, Fabian Eichner, Marcel Bartel, Imperium arrive, and they stare everybody down. What is Imperium up to? Will there be more joining those three? Anyway, solid match. MSK retains their newly won tag team titles. We're going to give this one a 7.4 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on, Robert Stone and Aaliyah approached backstage by Mercedes Martinez. Where's my money? And then Jessi Kamea comes in and says, stop. You don't pick on my friends. We're going to have a match later. And Jessi Kamea actually looked like a badass here in this segment, but will she continue to look like a badass in the ring with Mercedes Martinez, who we know is a badass in NXT? Right into that said match, Jessi Kamea versus Mercedes Martinez, and Mercedes Martinez kicked her ass. I mean, pillar to post, Mercedes Martinez whipped her. Jessi Kamea did not look that great. It wasn't a complete squash match. Jessi Kamea got in some things. It was just, after the confrontation backstage, I expect a little more out of Jessi Kamea in the ring. And after the match, Mercedes Martinez goes over to the commentating table, says to Vic Joseph, I want Raquel Gonzalez and I want a title shot. Bold statement there. So, with that being said, not the greatest match. We're going to give that one a 6.9 on the bro ratings. Moving on. The Way. That's right. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Austin Theory, Indi Hartwell. They're ready for an 8-person intergender tag team match. And Johnny Gargano says, everyone else is cuckoo bananas. I mean, the guy's got a catchphrase here. Let's face it. Cuckoo bananas. Put that on a t-shirt. Please, NXT. Do us all a favor. Then we're talking about Isiah Swerve Scott. And he says he's had his star-making performance at TakeOver. And Swerve is just a different kind of star. So, hopefully big things to come from Swerve. Big fan of his work. Then we have the Cruiserweight Championship Open Challenge. Your champion, Santos Escobar. He's been the champion nearly a full year. Successfully won the title, unified the title, defeated Jordan Devlin at TakeOver, and his opponent tonight on NXT is Kushida! Kushida comes down in wrestling trunks. I mean, Kushida is looking badass, and he's there for a purpose, and what a match. Santos Escobar looked great. Kushida looked great. I mean, there were stiff forearm shots, stiff kicks, submission moves. Hoverboard lock applied. Santos Escobar gets out of it. Falcon driver. Kushida kicks out. And then a couple reversals. And Kushida rolls him up. Pins him with some sort of crazy bridge. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Kushida! Finally, NXT. Kushida gets a championship in NXT. This guy's fantastic. He needs to be pushed to the moon. And Santos Escobar looked great in the process. What a cool move. Big shocking surprise here on NXT. And we're going to give that match an 8.6 on the bro ratings. Big time title change. Fantastic match. This is must-see TV right here. Bros, check this out if you haven't done so already. With that being said, we need to take a little break here. Check out this new and improved 1-minute figure review. Okay, bros, you ready for this? 1-minute figure review featuring the very first NXT World Champion here, Seth Rollins. Now, reason why we picked this one first is there's a TakeOver series of figures, both elites and basics. And this is the very first debut, NXT debut, June 27th, 2012. Check this one out. Seth Rollins in his NXT gear, sporting the black and blonde hair. First ever incarnation of the NXT Championship on a figure. It's got the NXT TakeOver packaging. Seth Rollins, this is a badass figure. Elite figure, NXT TakeOver. Now, back to me. And we're back! More NXT action continues here this week. We show backstage. Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher are united, and they are stronger than ever. And they got their sights set on MSK and the Tag Team Championship. Then we have a nice in-ring segment. Raquel Gonzalez introduced as your new Women's NXT Champion by her good friend Dakota Kai. The Raquel Gonzalez era has begun, says Raquel. The lights go out! And coming out is new debut, Frankie Monet, which a lot of wrestling fans know. This is Taya Valkyrie, the real-life wife of John Morrison, former Impact Wrestling Women's Champion, I believe the longest reigning Women's Champion in Impact Wrestling, and former Lucha Libre star. I mean, she's referred to herself as La Güera Loca. So, big things to come from Taya Valkyrie, Frankie Monet in NXT. And she comes out with her little puppy, and she says, you know what? Frankie Monet's here. I see you're the champion. You're the one that I'm looking at right now. Because La Güera Loca has arrived. And we will see you every Tuesday. She leaves. Then, this is my brutality! Rhea Ripley comes out! What is going on here? Rhea Ripley, your new Raw Women's Champion. She comes out. He's just staring down Raquel Gonzalez. And then, whoosh, Bianca Belair's music hits. Bianca Belair, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, comes out. She comes in the ring, and they're all standing there looking at each other. And they all hold up their respective titles. 3 brand new Women's Champions in WWE. 3 NXT alumni. 3 recent NXT performers. And that's the true future of the women's division. Actually, let's face it, all of women's wrestling. WWE, NXT Women's Wrestling is on fire right now. What a fantastic segment. We're going to give that one an 8.0 on the Bro ratings. Moving on. Pete Dunne is back, and he's focused on championship gold in NXT. And then next week, we have the debut of Sarai, the Warrior of the Sun. I mean, they're hyping her up like the next Asuka, the next Kairi Sane, the next Io Shirai. So we'll see what happens. Sarai. Roddy Strong backstage hands General Manager William Regal his resignation and says he's done. Regal says, well, despite our differences, you being in the UE, you've been the ultimate professional, and you're welcome back anytime. We'll see what the future lies for Roddy Strong. Next match, we have Leon Ruff versus Isiah Swerve Scott. And fantastic match between these two. This is a long-going feud here. Swerve was a little too much this evening. Defeats Leon Ruff for the 1-2-3. And just beats Leon Ruff down after the match. Just beats him down. But solid performance. Good seeing these guys get a good, solid, could-be end to their feud. We're going to give this match a 7.7 on the Bro ratings. Moving on. We have Zoe Stark. She's defeated Toni Storm at TakeOver and now has her sights set on the NXT Women's Championship. But Mercedes Martinez says, get in line. Raquel Gonzalez is mine. Then we have another backstage segment here. Walter from NXT UK, the NXT UK champion, says, Imperium's best days are yet to come. And he defeated a great challenge in Tommaso Ciampa. Imperium will expand, and Imperium will be better than ever. What does this mean for NXT and NXT UK? Only time will tell. Isiah Swerve Scott says he made a statement win tonight and then gets attacked by Leon Ruff backstage, smashing him into some lockers. And that leads us to our main event of the evening, an 8-man tag team match, but no, it is an 8-person intergender tag team match. We've got Dexter Lumis, Bronson Reed, Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon versus The Way, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Indi Hartwell, Austin Theory. And this was a fun match. What a fun match to have. Your main event after a epic two-night takeover. Pretty good action between all the competitors here. And Candice LeRae was not afraid to mix it up with anybody in there, whether it even be Bronson Reed. At one point in time, Indi Hartwell fake getting knocked out and Dexter Lumis picked her up and carried her to the back. Indi Hartwell, as Dexter was carrying her, turns and looks at the camera and goes, what's going on there? Who knows where that storyline's going. But in the end, Bronson Reed throws Johnny knocks him off the top ropes. Austin Theory gets knocked down. He's set up in position. But Candice LeRae comes up to try to suplex Bronson Reed off the top. Well, Bronson Reed throws her on top of Austin Theory and then goes up for the tsunami splash. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed, Dexter Lumis, Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon are your winners. Fun match. Not overly amazing, but not terrible. We're going to give this main event a 7.6 on the Bro rating. So there you have it. Easily your match of the night was the Cruiserweight Championship. Kushida defeating Santos Escobar, and that was fantastic stuff right there. So, with that being said, we had 7 matches and in-ring segments this evening, giving us an average Bro rating of 7.67. Pretty solid. First Tuesday, NXT on USA. Pretty solid night. And now, I know what everyone wants. It's predictions! Next week! Here's what's gonna happen next week. Next week, not much has been announced, but we do know that Saraya will be making her debut. And my prediction is, whoever she faces, Saraya will win. This is a hyped up debut. She's definitely going to win this one. And we also have announced that Kushida will continue the Cruiserweight Championship Open Challenge where he won this week. And although we don't know who he's going against, Kushida will win. You're not going to give this guy the title and have him lose it right back. So there you have it, bros. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below, and we will see you next Tuesday. Yes, see you next Tuesday for another episode of your weekly NXT Fix.